I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. Forget what you like. Throw my heart away. Oh, just in case I face another wrong way. I feel I have to say, go, don't want to run away. No, I got a red motorcycle that I drive at night. I got a mind-blown mission, but I can't do it right. I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. Forget what you like. I got a red motorcycle that I drive at night. I got a mind-blown mission, but I can't do it right. I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. Forget what you like. Throw my walls away. Now my way is safe. And then I found my place. Another big display. I feel I have to say, go, just wanna run away. No. Motorcycle that I drive at night. I got a mind-blown mission, but I can't do it right. I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. Forget what you like. I got a red motorcycle that I drive at night. I got a mind-blown mission, but I can't do it right. I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. I got a red motorcycle that I drive at night. I got a mind-blown mission, but I can't do it right. I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. I got a red motorcycle that I drive at night. I got a mind-blown mission, but I can't do it right. I hope you save me, drowning, laughing, know what it's like. Maybe then you'll get some rest. Forget what you like.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, there is a Sunday Night Super Show so far. It is called Pent-Psyhc. So far, the graphic has gotten a like by Daniel Battle, and yes, Lana Lulu Spears. It is called Pent-Psyhc. Both things were the idea for doing a show was Spent Ken's idea. The graph and the name was my idea. So we had to call it something, and doing a show is always a good idea. We got to talk about something if we want to talk about some things that no one else is talking about. And since that's always a controversial thing and a wise thing to do, since asking questions is a great thing, yeah, this is something we wanted to do, and I came up with the graph. The name came first, and I just made the show, and I'm just warming things up until Spank comes on. So, yes, this was an idea that we thought, why not, you know? It's something we like to do. We love doing radio. We love giving you something that no one in mainstream does, and that's why it's called underground. That's why it's great that things like Spreaker exist. That's why it's also great that things like Blog Talk exist for the underground. So it's not a bad thing that Spent Ket and I have joined for tonight's show. You know what? Because why not? So now it's just waiting for him to call. We're going to talk about a variety of subjects. We're going to do our own thing of what, like what Lee and Dennis have been doing for a long time. We're going to do our own idea concept of it. Just, I figured I'd warm up, get it started, kick it off like Lee would do, or Dennis would do, and then eventually Spence going to give me a holler, and then we're just going to continue on from there. But the thing is, while I'm on the air, I'm going to talk about some things. Because eventually my phone is going to ring, and I'm in arm's reach of it, and I don't have to wake up nobody. Because it is after, like a little bit after 10 here. So, here's some things that occurred to me. What are some things that bother you the most as a truther? I ask myself. Here's some things that bother me. I posted about it. Spent and I have talked about it individually. Now I'd like to touch that on radio tonight. Because when you bring it up on Facebook, you find out, just not because I really care about the likes, because who doesn't like being liked by others and have their opinion liked? If we're going to be honest about our individual humanity, regardless of race, policy, whatever it is that makes a human being who they are, preferences, whatever. The thing that really bothers me is when you can't have it both ways, is basically what I'm saying. I notice we as a people don't like it when our government can't have it both ways, and we point it out right away. But my thing is, we also can't have it that way ourselves, and we like to understand that when it comes to our government. So when I see it, and I like to sometimes not only be my own biggest critic, my issue is I like for us... I'm on radio, yes, what is it, brother? Oh, no, it's okay, it's alright, it happens before. What is it, brother? I won't forget him, don't worry. As soon as my co-host come on, I'll go down there and take him. He can take over. Oh, no, it's okay. It's my roommate, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. He's just my roommate. But, yeah, that's my roommate. He just wanted to remind me to take the dog out when I'm done tonight. But, yeah, it's getting late here, so I'm not going to run off the radio that quick. But I'm just letting y'all know that he's letting me know not to forget Bruno. See how quick my rhymes flow? When things are good, that's what I want our lives to be like. To remember, always hold our own selves accountable, because there are those of us that do. But when we now I understand that when we had the flat earth conspiracy thing going, a lot of us, not all of us do, but there are those of us that do. And then there are those of us that don't want to touch the Apollo moon landing conspiracy, but then there are those of us that do. And then I did look into the flat earth and the Apollo, but then I realized with my personal background, it's not a good thing for me to even bring up, let alone touch. Because of my background personally, I just didn't want to go near it after studying it, let alone commenting on it. Especially my background would not make it look good, because there are just some things we have to accept that just don't look appropriate individually on an individual basis. Now, when it comes to Mandela Effect, I did look into the Mandela Effect videos and research, and I have to tell you, from a crazy guy's standpoint to an actual looking into it from a conspiratorial angle on a normal person's basis, because that's the thing, we are all people that can think. When we realize we have the ability to think for ourselves, we can look at things on a multi-view without a multi-personnel view, if I could say it in a more intelligent fashion, without having labels forced on anybody, including myself. With that all being said, the Mandela Effect, when I looked at it for what it was, I couldn't help but crack on it. So when I posted on Facebook, let me just tell you what I noticed. Because I did something with one post, and I did something right afterwards, which I like to cause by telling you that this was my cause and effect postings. I did one the first time and one the day after the show, just to see what would happen right after the comment thread was thrown later. This is why I'm telling you, mankind should have no problem having the right to bear arms, no matter who's out there. This is how much I'm trying to present to people. You can think for yourself no differently than I can. You should have the right to bear arms no differently than anybody, no matter what. This should help cops do their jobs better. This should help everybody walk easy. A lot easier. What I did was, as I threw out the 3 reasons of what conspiracy theorists should stop talking about to be taken seriously a lot better. First one was Flat Earth and Apollo moon landing. Second was Mandela effect. Third was the reason of just reading 1 and 2. And I followed up with that. Then I waited till after my interview with Kim Hogan. Then I posted after that. Then I waited again. Then I posted after that with a comment. And then between the first post, I wasn't well received except for the few that saw it, read it, and liked it. This is how I just discerned between everything. Then the show came. Knowing the stats, I was fine. Now, this is where you can find out how much people can think, regardless of their walk of life. This is where excuses for everyone, I say this, for everyone, need to stop being made. So when I follow up the day after my interview with Kim Hogan, once we stop realizing when someone like me can tell you stop making excuses for all those of you who are in power, when I can throw this to you and say what I did purposely the day after the Kim Hogan show and follow up with a comment, when I notice more likes and a comment thread after that post, and then talking with people upon the second row of posts, and I'm trying to have a hard time not to explain this when I'm getting emotional and upset through legalized drug use. And we, the truthers, already know why legalized drug use is no different than the real drug use. If I'm having any more of a hard time talking about this, it's because emotions are invested. My speech is definitely going to have a hard time with this. It's only about the fact that the second post was harder for me to receive, not because I saw something better. It's because I saw something worse. The first post, I saw who really was with me upon the first time. But when I'm seeing more likes from people that weren't liking it the first time, not saying that people aren't my friend, but when it seems like I'm more apologetic even though I'm not, apologizing but not apologizing, it's because it looks like I'm apologizing but not. That's where it seemed like the truther movement needs more help. And that's where I tried to show the first time. The government's never going to take us seriously. And we're going to have a much more harder of a time unilaterally to get our civil rights back. That's going to be spent. Hello, Spent. How am I doing to warming this thing up? You hear anything?
Cling, cling with the trolley. Ding, ding, ding with the bell.
Dude, you're on air. I hope you heard any of this, because if you didn't, I've been doing as much as I could, trying to warm this up for the masses, because I'm sure you'll hear the archive.
So we on the air right now.
We are on the air right now, and I'm getting something here. I've been trying to tell people.
I'm glad to be here. So cool. Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
It's our Sunday night show, because now it's our Sunday night super show we're doing. Because here's the thing, what I'm trying to ultimately tell people is our rights are in jeopardy, not by just simply what we do as a movement, but from out of our own mouths. We're bringing it upon ourselves. You elaborate now that you joined the broadcast. I gotta stop talking for a minute.
Okay. I've got a bunch of stuff going on in my head right now.
Well, please let my mouth rest. That didn't mean that the way it sounded.
Crazy thoughts. But, no, I mean, I'm about to, do my show eventually coming up. Me, you, and Lee, and, Dennis, everybody talking about it. I'm dragging my feet a little bit, of course, because I'm Spent Kent. But one of the things I'm really going to concentrate on is teaching the belief systems and pointing out the belief systems that people have, whether they're awake or not, in and outside the movement. There's so many that are in the movement still have these belief systems, and I want to point out the unless there's a belief system that's based on facts and evidence and common sense and logic, if it's just something you just want to believe, then you've already skewed being a truth seeker. You're not looking for the truth, to me. So I mean, it's the only way I can see it, because if the truth's boring, fine, take it. Take the truth for what it is. To me, I'd rather have it be boring as long as I know it's the real truth. But if it's too boring, it's not like, okay, it's boring, let's add aliens. I'm not doing any of that stuff. And I'm just, going through life, learning as I go, and sticking to a strict principle of how to find facts, proofs, evidence to believe stuff. I mean, when you form a belief, is because you have to, you should be able to have all the facts and the evidence to show you have a belief. If you don't, then your belief is more faith.
Yeah, I see where you're going there.
And to me, faith isn't a virtue; it's a go-ability. It's saying, "Hey, I'm going to believe something just because somebody told me to believe it, or a book told me to believe it, or whatever. Just to have this good hope, this hope and faith. But the word faith itself, there's nothing wrong with hope or faith. All right, but if you make it as a belief system, then there is, because you're not following, the evidence trail. You're not following. You're believing something because you want to believe it.
Or you've just been indoctrinated and had it drilled through your head like traditions. Traditions have led you to that point.
I mean, there's different religions. There's different, all kinds of indoctrinations going on, with people and waking them up. I mean, it's the thing, with me and you, Big E, and like Lee and Dennis and everybody else. Like, we know all this stuff is easy for us, but this is all information that people, need to get. They gotta get themselves. They gotta. And there's just so many people to wake up, and it's a battle. It's a battle that we have to keep going, planting seeds. That's all we can do.
Yeah, no doubt. That is very much fact.
And I say this, when it comes to planting seeds, I mean, I'm looking at the easiest way, the best way I can do it with the time I have, and radio is the way to do it, more so than I would say Facebook or anything else. Just get out there and being able to talk to people is the best thing you can do, is just wake people up, just going out there and talking to them.
Yeah. I can say that's probably the best way.
And that's what I do. I mean, I go to work and I talk to people at work. I slowly, move, just like educate. And because if you talk to anybody, most everybody out there right now knows there's fuckery going on.
Oh yeah.
There's fuckery going on in the government. Everybody knows, whether Republican or Democrat. They're like, yeah, there's some fuckery going on.
Oh yeah.
So at least everybody's gotten that far. Everybody knows there's some fuckery going on. So from there, it's teaching them exactly what the fuckery is. And then from there, after that, it's teaching what the solution is, and that's the hard part. Because then we have to get everybody on the anarchy, board, and totally change their belief system, their belief in authority, and the belief of freedom. That's the hard part.
Well, Spent, I can tell you right now. Hold on a minute. All I know is this. All I can say is this, brother. I was just going on before you came on. I don't know at what point you heard the show before you called, if you heard the show. I was just going
No,
on.
I just called you just like, just like, hey, I know you're getting ready to do a show, so.
Oh, I was on the show. I had started it to warm it up before you called. And only because I figured why start it like wait for you to call and start like at an oddball hour. Like when I was 2 minutes late before 10 o'clock was the show time, so I figured let me start it at like 10 or try to. So it was 2 minutes after 10, and I was just warming up the ballpark, and I was just telling people this is where I think the Truther movement needs to be taken seriously, and this is where I think we're losing our seriousness. And between all that, I was telling people this is where you and I were talking. I brought up the post that I mentioned about the Mandela effect being the second thing I said we need to stop talking about. The Apollo moon landing and flat Earth, it's hurting us more than helping. And I brought up all these reasons. It'll be on the archive. And I'm like, we talked about these things individually. Upon me mentioning what I had to say about it, what do you ultimately feel about these things? I let the world, now that it's Pent-Psyhc on the Sunday night, our kind of super show thing, what do you think ultimately about flat Earth, Apollo moon landing, Mandela effect, things that make us look really bad? What do you think about it? Please say your side of that whole bag of
Anybody
nuts.
who's respected knows exactly what I think about the flat Earth.
We'll say it on Sunday night.
It actually just annoys the shit out of me. Even right now on this show, like, if people were listening for the first time and I could tell them how bad their government's corrupted, and I could show them just facts and proofs and evidence and common sense, follow the money, connect the dots, all the hard work I do, I could have 10 people woken up, and then a flat earther will come and say, by the way, the Earth is flat, and Hillary Clinton is a shape-shifting reptilian, and the Freemasons are demons, and then on and on, whatever they go. Atlantis is there. It's right. It's below Manhattan. Whatever. They just make us look like idiots. So all the hard work I just did, or I've been doing, and others have, gets thrown out the fucking window because of these flurfers, these conspiratards. And about nothing more. I think that people in the movement get frustrated about Republicans and Democrats and left versus right paradigm and all that. And nothing pisses me off more in this movement than, and I'll say this right now, you can quote me, everybody's listening right now on the radio, Spent Ken to say this, nothing pisses Spent Ken off more in this fucking movement than people distracting from the message. And that's a flat Earth, that's a reptilian, that's this, that, and the other. These are supernatural beliefs that people want to throw into the movement and start causing a bunch of chaos. Follow the money trail, follow the facts. It's simple. We have enough on them right now to concentrate on without adding all this other stupid belief system shit that people have. And nothing pisses me off more than when I'm out there like pointing this stuff out, waking people up, and then like, well, yeah, then there's a flat Earth. There's people say the Earth is flat. And there's reptilians, the shapeshifters, and you guys aren't credible. So all the hard work we put in, we're not credible anymore because of one flurfer or one idiot or one conspiratard. So yes, that's what pisses me off the most in this movement.
Yeah. There's one thing I can definitely tell you.
You know I don't play. I get pissed off all the time on Facebook. There are armchair activists and these stupid frickin' keyboard warriors and preaching to the choir. Let's post memes and the same videos. And since we're so bored we have nothing to do, let's jump down these conspiratard frickin' rabbit holes and just keep going from there. No, not doing a damn thing. How about get off your goddamn phone? How about get off your goddamn Facebook? Walk outside, go to your job, or go to your supermarket and talk to somebody and wake them up. Plant a fucking seed. Get the fuck off Facebook. That's the other thing that pisses me off the most about these activists, so-called.
Yeah.
I know real activists. I'm not going to start naming names, but they go back to Anonymous and even outside Anonymous. I know real activists, and so do you. And we all know these people that we're talking about right now, that we're thinking about without having to mention any names. Real deal. They do this stuff, and they're the best. But then you got all these people now that are on this little, armchair activists that they're just going to get on Facebook and post and play these little games and act like they're doing something and try to feel important. Nah. You're making all of us look stupid.
Well, Spat, just again, I'm going to be honest with you, like I was honest with you on the phone a few times. I'm going to be honest with the public, because since we're, again, on the phone, but this time publicly, well, it's not like when we're talking on the phone, we're not honest with the NSA. I'm going to come out and say this. When I got involved in Midgard Forum. I was getting involved with the Anonymous and all that, but I was never a hacker. I was more of an activist, because I came out in the open, no mask, nothing.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, I was getting involved when the movement was just in 2013, when it was all pretty much dying down. Bradley Manning got busted. Adam Schwartz got, he committed suicide.
I was ready to launch, though, because after that, it did launch. But go ahead.
But yeah, because, it launched, but it was on its way to tuckering down after that, Because, Occupied happened. I didn't know much about it. Because there was a time where I didn't really know what was happening. I was involved in church. I was trying to be conservative without a job, being mentally ill and all that. I didn't know anything. So I didn't wake up till 2013. And I remember hearing about when I was just getting involved, I got smart. But somehow, I didn't know. Because there's people that get involved in Anonymous. They're all the frat kids. They're all the people that get involved in a Halloween outfit. Because there was a time I know of where when you said Anonymous to people, they shit their freaking pants. Now it's all these frat Halloween Comic-Con kids that are all of these tricksters that don't even know what being an Anon is about. But when I got involved with collective people, I got involved with the old school Anons. I got involved with the people that were in connection with the lulzsecers, the real deals. The real deal Holyfields. I knew the ones that knew the ones that knew the ones. But the thing is...
Alright, go ahead. Yeah, I'll let you... I'm sorry, man.
But I got involved with people that knew people that were real deals. But these kids that are involved in Anonymous just think they're just playing online games.
That's all it is, man.
But that's the ones that are out there. They're the ones that are out there now. They're not original collectives. These were the original people that I dealt with.
I'm not original collective. I'm actually one of the new guys.
Yeah, I'm one of the new guys too. But I'm not a hacker.
Right now, you better you aspect get to be part of the collective, because right now I'm flying my mask. I got my profile pic, just to keep because everybody's bailing on Anonymous right now because of the
well, I knew people that were I know what you're saying. I'm
just trying to give some credibility, so I'm just still trying to, like on his last thread, I'm keeping my mask on. I don't want to, because everybody I know is bailing on Anonymous, man.
Well, yeah. And I know people that are, too, and you know what, they have
the ones that aren't are the ones that are fucking it up in the first place, which is really annoying.
Yeah.
And so, I'm flying my mask on my profile pic, just to give it some credibility.
Well,
Sorry, guys, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but that's the fucking way it is.
Well, I can tell you right now. I met people that were part of it that were. I met people that weren't left, and just doing newer things, moved on to bigger and better things. And when I got involved, I was just an activist, not a hacktivist. I didn't come with a mask. I came as myself, like you did, and it was just a whole new set of experiences. But I didn't want to get into hacking, because after 2013, the trouble I caused myself around the local area, just telling people how I describe it now as the pharmaceutical supersized me experience, where I grew up being told if I stopped taking this or stopped taking that, I'd be this, and this. Where the guy in Supersize Me documentary, he just ate nothing but McDonald's, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and dessert, and if they asked him if he wanted to supersize it, he'd say yes. Well, I did the reverse. I did something different. I just stopped taking my legalized pharmaceuticals altogether for longer than since June 2013, and I went off like a jackrabbit and found out I wasn't a danger like they told me I would be at all. And where I was previously originally suicidal, in a previous time before I was 25 years old, I didn't get that way again. And whenever they tried to say I was dangerous, or was dangerous, I ended up being lied about, and it never took place. But who's gonna believe me? So I ended up getting my reality of what would happen if I didn't conform, or I found out the reality.
Yeah.
So it's not what I believed or was delusional about. It's what I found out firsthand that drew me into activism. It drew me closer to it.
I just woke up and I got thrown into it, and it's basically, I actually started off with, watch the Storm Clouds Gathering videos, Aaron Hawkins and then Aaron Nelson and the Common Ground movement came in, and, those guys are smart, man. They're just a bunch of smart dudes, which Anonymous really could, take a note from, because those guys are educated, they're on point. They know what they're talking about, the Common Ground movement, and they're like the best journalists. They're all come, from that crew there. I really want to start to throw some names out there, but I'm not gonna, because I don't want to just stir everybody here we go. But you anti-media, you go through this column. There's just so much good journalism out there with these guys, and they all come around. Or frankly, with some way with the Common Ground movement. The Common Ground movement is small compared to Anonymous. Anonymous has the numbers, but the Common Ground movement, I always said, had the brains. They get the picture. They get the big picture. Sometimes Anonymous is all over the place. You got people that disbelieve. You got Hillary supporters. You got statists. You got anarchists. You got everybody. The idea of coming together and saying, okay, we're going to stop evil, that's good. But at the same time, not everybody's on the same page. Where the Common Ground movement is very simple. You have three things you can agree on, which is easy to agree on. No more wars of aggression, no militarized police state and surveillance state, and hold those that are corrupt accountable. They corrupt bankers and everybody accountable. Very simple. And yeah.
All right, Kent. All right, Spence. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and then I'm going to call you right back.
I just gave the Common Ground movement a huge plug, by the way, so that's cool. So I hope you guys, Will, listening, Aaron, guys, thank you. Dan. All right, man. Go ahead there. Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to play 2 songs, and when we come back, I'm going to call you, and we're going to start talking about some other stuff.
Sounds good to me, bro.
Alright, Sunday Night Pent-Psyhc. We'll be right back.
Yep.
My mind dissolve the thought of you. Face a magic screen of binary rules. Delete my life from the world outside. I'll be right here until I cannot hide. I understand the data's clear. Can't understand my own reality. I'll reprogram what I want to see. I can't shut down, even look digital, so digital. No person to commit to, it runs you night and day. A life of artificial communication brain. Digital savior will appear. No one is left to calm your fear. You're digital, so digital.
God cries, why have they departed from me for devices that are lifeless suffice? I am Christ, I die for you, yet you choose not my way. You shall be slain, you betray.
Digital savior will appear. No one is left to calm your fear. You're digital. You're digital.
now back live on Pent-Psyhc with my co-host, Spent Kent. What's up, Spent Kent? How you doing?
Rock and roll, ready to rock and roll, my brother.
Alright, we're now back, and we're covering a multitude of issues. I'd like to tackle some things like, what can we do other than just not talk about things that could hurt the movement among other people? Like, what can we do to just help the movement overall? I mean, that's one part of it. Like, rather than troll ourselves.
I have an easy answer. Educate. I always speak the truth. Remember, every time I leave a show, whether it's Friday Super Show or J-Rev or wherever I'm at, it's always educate. Always educate yourself.
Well, that's educating oneself is always a good idea, but another thing is getting others to want to listen. That's another problem you have, is when those that don't want to listen, you always got to
educate them at the same time.
But what do you do? But others that don't want to listen,
start the awakening.
But others that don't want to listen, you just got to wash your hands with them and just walk away from them. You can't make someone want to listen.
I mean, you have to. It's 9 times out of 10, really.
Yeah, like those that don't want to hear you, you can't argue with them. You can't argue and control them. You just gotta let them be. Because those particular people, if they don't want to hear you, just let them go.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, and that's most of the time too. So when you do have your awakening period, you chalk it up.
One thing I'd like to point out to people that are listening that are awakened is, when we get irate with people that don't want to listen to us, we were just like that at one point in time. There was a time where a lot of us, we weren't awakened neither. We were just angry, and we were non-conspiracy theorists, public intelligence analysts. We were non-truthers. We were yelling to others about them being fake news, which is a new term. We were all those things that we were accused of at one point as well. So going into the truth understanding, if anything I'd like to take with this as being a truther is to remember and to teach others, hey, I was just like that too. So if anything, I want people to remember they were just like that. So before getting mad, which is not hard to do, is getting mad at others, is I try very hard, and it's a hard thing to try to do when you're already mad, is I was just like that. I was calling conspiracy theorists nuts and crazies when I was a nut and crazy and had no truth in me. So taking that with me is I was just like that. I was calling people like you crazies and calling people like you people that needed to be on pills when I was on them and not having no fight wanting to be on them. So remembering all that, I was just like that. I was a non-truther. I was accusing people of things and calling them crazy over JFK, and people told me about 9/11, I wouldn't want to hear them neither. So if anyone who gets called things over things like Pizza-Gate and all that, I was called crazy at age 5, even though I was conformed into understanding. I'm recording, Mom. I'm on the radio. This is twice this happened. I'm sorry. I'll be right. I'll be with. I'm sorry. Before it was my roommate. But yeah, I'm live. But yeah, I can't even edit this part now neither, because I'm actually live. I can't even edit this. I can't even edit this. But yeah, this is twice this happened. But yeah.
When it comes to the movement, it's like you gotta understand the problem, you gotta understand the solution.
Yeah.
And that's so wrong. I'll eventually be in the belief system thing, like I was talking about earlier. I'm gonna have a whole schooled out, mapped out thing for everybody. You're worried about the people that are not in the movement. I'm more worried about the people that are in the movement, that are on the same page, in the same book even. Enough's enough. We all got to get on the same page now. We got to understand the book at least.
Yeah.
So we got to start understanding anarchy, understanding self-ownership, through the non-aggression principle. So, I mean, I'm going to have a whole thing about it. People want, you know, to understand. There's so many videos out there. You know, I'm a fan of Larkin Rose. I like historical house gathering videos, and there's just so many educational videos out there that just shows you what's going on and points out stuff. Easy mapped out how to break free of that, you know, indoctrinated crap that you've been going through. And basically, you know, people get, you know, they keep hearing the same stuff. Whether it's true or not, if you hear it enough times, they say, you know, that it sticks. So, you know, we got to keep going with the truth, and hopefully people hear the truth enough times to where it sticks, and they join up. And we can increase our numbers. But that's our main job, is increasing the numbers, waking people up. So,
Bro, I'm afraid it's going to have to end there because I got to take the dog out. I don't want it to happen 3 times. So I'm terribly sorry. We're going to have to end the night early. We haven't...
Doggy.
Yeah, because first it was the first time, then it's the second. Now I got to take the dog out. It's less than an hour, and I got to take the dog out. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to take Bruno outside in less than an hour, but it was a good beginning. So I'd love to do this again, but hopefully we'll have a better time, a pick time, where I don't have to have...
Well, you know, with me, you know, I work nights, you know.
Yeah, I can't have no more... Spent, no more talking. I gotta go. Spent, stop. I'm gonna cut you off. I gotta run. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but Bruno has got to go outside.
I'm here on weekends, so if you're always willing to hang out, I'm here too.
All right, bro. We can maybe do this another Sunday, but right now, Bruno's got to go outside, and I'm about to get yelled at a 3rd time, so don't mind me, but that dog's got to go run.
To the end of the show, then. So we say to everybody,
good fight, good night, and I got to take my dog out. It's his last run, and hopefully this won't be mine, so good night.